going to read the article The Balance Scorecard Measures That Drive Performance by Robert Kaplan and David Norton. So, what you measure is what you get. Senior executives understand that their organization's measurement system strongly affects the behavior of managers and employees. Executives also understand that traditional financial accounting measures like return on investment and earnings per share can give misleading signals for continuous improvement and innovation. Activities today's competitive environment demands. The traditional financial performance measures worked well for the industrial era, but they are out of step with the skills and competencies companies are trying to master today. As managers and academic researchers have tried to remedy the inadequacies of current performance measurement systems. Some have focused on making financial measures more relevant. Others have said, forget the financial measures. Improve the operational measures like cycle time and the Fed rate, rates. The financial results will follow, but managers should not have to choose between financial and operational measures. In observing and working with many companies, we have found that senior executives do not rely on one set of measures to the exclusion of the other. They realize that no single measure can provide a clear performance target or focus attention on the critical areas of the business. Managers want a balanced presentation of both financial and operational measures. During a year-long research project with 12 companies at the leading edge of performance measurement, we devised a balanced scorecard, a set of measures that gives top managers a fast but comprehensive view of the business. The balanced scorecard includes financial measures that tell the results of actions already taken, and it complements the financial measures with operational measures on customer satisfaction, internal process, and the organization's innovation and improvement activities. Operational measures that are that are the drivers of the future financial performance. Thinking of the balance scorecard as the dials and indicators in an airplane cockpit. For the complex task of navigating and flying an airplane, pilots need detailed information about many aspects of the flight. They need information on fuel, airspeed, altitude, bearing, destination, and other indicators that summarize the current and predicted environment. Reliance on one instrument can be fatal. Similarly, the complexity of managing an organization today requires that managers be able to view performance in several areas simultaneously. The balance scorecard allows managers to look at the business from four important perspectives. It provides answers to four basic questions. Now we have a illustration of the four perspectives. So, the balance scorecard links performance measures. First question: how do customers see us? What must we excel at? Can we continue to improve and create value? How do we look to shareholders? While giving senior managers information from four different perspectives, the balanced scorecard minimizes information overload but limiting the number of measures used. Companies rarely suffer from having too few measures. More commonly, they keep adding a new measure whenever an employee or a consultant makes a worldwide suggestion. One manager described the proliferation of new measures at his company as it kill another tree program. The balance scorecard forces managers to focus on the handful of measures that are most critical. Several companies have already adopted the balanced scorecard. Their early experiences using the scorecard have demonstrated that it meets several managerial needs. Needs. First, the scorecard brings together in a single management report many of the seemingly disparate elements of a company's competitive agenda, becoming customer oriented, shortening response time, improving quality, emphasizing teamwork, reducing new product launch time, and managing for the long term. Second, the scorecard guards against suboptimization by forcing senior managers to consider all the important operational measures together. The balance scorecard lets them see whether improvement in one area may have been achieved at the expense of another. Even the best objective can be achieved badly. Companies can reduce time to market, for example, in two very different ways. By improving the management of new products introduction or by releasing only products that are incrementally different from existing products. Sending on setups can be cut either by reducing setup times or by increasing batch sizes. Similarly, production output and first pass yields can rise, but the increases may be due to a shift in the product mix to more standard, easy to produce but lower margin products. We will illustrate how companies can create their own balance scorecard with the experiences of one semiconductor company. Let's call it Electronic Circuits Inc. (ESI). So ESI saw the scorecard as a way to clarify, simplify, and then operationalize the vision at the top of the organization. The ESI scorecard was designed to focus the attention of its top executives on a short list of critical indicators of current and future performance. First, customer perspective. How do customers see us? Many companies today have a corporate mission that focuses on the customer. To be number one in delivering value to customers is a typical mission statement. How a company is performing from its customer perspective has become, therefore, a priority for top management. The Balance Scorecard demands that managers translate their general mission statement on customer service into specific measures that reflect the factors that really matter to customers. Customer concerns tend to fall into four categories: time, quality, performance, and service, and cost. Lead time measures the time required for the company to meet its customers' needs. For existing products, lead time can be measured from the time the company receives an order to the time it actually delivers to the product or service to the customer. For few products, lead time presents the time to market, or how long it takes to bring a new product from the product definition stage to the start of shipment. Quality measures the defect level of incoming products as perceived and measured by the customer. Quality could also measure on-time delivery, the accuracy of companies' delivery forecast. The combination of performance and service measures how the company's product or service contribute to creating value for its customers. To put the balanced scorecard to work, companies should articulate goals for time, quality, and performance and service, and then translate these goals into specific measures. Senior managers at Etsy, for example, establish general goals for customer performance. Get standard products to market sooner. Improve customers' time to market. Become customers' supplier of choice through partnership with them. And develop innovative products tailored to customer needs. The managers translate these general goals into four specific goals and identified an appropriate measure for each. So now we have another illustration. S is Balanced Business Scorecard. To track the specific goal of providing a continuous stream of attractive solutions, SE measure the percent of sales from new products and the percent of sales from proprietary products. That information was available internally, but certain other measures forced the company to get data from outside. To assess whether the company was achieving its goals of providing reliable, responsibly supply, SE turned to its customers. When it found that each customer defined reliable, responsive supply differently, XE created a database base of the factors as defined by each of its major customers. The shift to external measures of performance with customers led SE to redefine on time so it matched customer expectations. Customer expectations. Some customers define on time as any shipment that arrives within 5 days of scheduled delivery. Others use a 9-day window. SE itself have been using a 7-day window, which meant that the company was not satisfying some of its customers and overachieving the at others. Exi also asked its top 10 customers to rank the company as a supplier overall. Depending on customers' evaluations, to define some of the company's performance measures forces the company to view its performance through customer eyes. Some companies hire third parties to perform anonymous customer surveys, resulting in a customer-driven report card. The GD Powers Quality Survey, for example, has become the standard of performance for the automobile, automobile industry, while the Department of Transportation measurement of on-time arrivals and lost baggage provides external standards for airlines. Benchmarking producers are yet another technique companies use to compare their performance against competitors. Competitors. Competitors, best practice. Many companies have introduced best of breed comparison programs. The company looks to one industry to find, say, say the best distribution system to another industry for the lowest cost payroll process, and then forms a composite of those best practices to set objectives for its own performance. In addition to measures of time, quality, and performance and service, companies must remain sensitive to the cost of their products, but customers see price as only one component of the cost they incur when dealing with their suppliers. Other supplier driven costs range from ordering, scheduling, delivery, and paying for the materials to receiving, inspecting, handling, and storing the materials to the scrap, rework, and obsolescence caused by the materials, and scheduled disruptions from incorrect deliveries. An excellent supplier might charge a higher unit price for products that other vendors, but nonetheless be a lower cost supplier because it can deliver the defect-free product in exactly the right quantities at exactly the right time directly to the production process and can minimize through electronic data interchange. The administrative hassles of ordering, invoicing, and paying the materials. Internal business perspective. What must we excel at? Customer-based measures are important, but they must be translated into measures of what the company must do internally to meet its customer expectations. After all, excellent customer performance deri- derives from process, decisions, and actions occurring throughout an organization. Managers need to focus on those critical internal operations that enable them to satisfy customer needs. The second part of the balance scorecard gives managers that internal perspective. The internal measures for the balance scorecard should stem from the business processes that have the greatest impact on customer satisfaction. Factors that affect cycle time, quality, employee skills, and productivity, for example. Companies should also attempt to identify and measure the company's core competencies, the critical technologies needed to ensure continued market leadership. Companies should decide what processes and competencies they must excel at and specify measures for each. Managers at Exit determine, determined that submicron technology capability was critical to its market position. They also decided that they had to focus on manufacturing excellence, designing product, design productivity, and new product introduction. The company developed operational measures for each of these four internal business goals. To achieve goals on cycle time, quality, productivity, and cost, managers must devise, devise measures that are influenced by employees' actions. Since much of the actions takes place at the department and workstation levels, managers need to decompose overall cycle time, quality, product, and cost measures to local levels. That way, the measure link top management judgment about key internal processes and competencies to the actions taken by individuals that affect overall corporate objectives. This linkage ensures that employees at lower levels in the organization have clear targets for actions, decisions, and improvement activities that will contribute to the company's overall mission. Information systems play an invaluable, invaluable role in helping managers disag- disaggregate the summary measures. When an unexpected signal appears on the balance scorecard, executives can query their information system to find the source of the trouble. If the aggregate measure for on-time delivery is poor, for example, executives with a good information system can quickly look behind the aggregate measure until they can identify late deliveries day by day by a particular plan of to an individual customer. If the information system is under-responsive, however, it can be the Achilles heel of performance measurement. Managers at Etsy are currently limited by the absence of such an operational information system. Their greatest concern is that the scorecard information is not timely. Reports are generally a week behind the company's routine management meetings, and the measures have yet to be linked to the measures for managers and employees at lower levels of the organization. The company is in the process of developing a more responsive information system to eliminate this con- constraint. Innovation and learning perspective. Can we continue to improve and create value? The customer base and internal business process measures on the balance scorecard identify the parameters that the company considers most important for competitive success. But the target for success keeps changing. Intense global competition requires that companies make continual improvements to their existing products and processes and have the ability to introduce entirely new products with expanded capabilities. A company's ability to innovate, improve, and learn ties directly to the company's value. That is, only through the ability to launch new products, create more value for customers, and improve operating efficiencies continually can a company penetrate new markets and increase revenues and margins. In short, grow and thereby increase shareholders value. Exist innovations measure focus on the company's ability to develop and introduce standard products rapidly, rapidly, rapidly. Products that the company expects will form the bulk of its future sales. Its manufacturing improvement measures focuses on the new product. The goal is to achieve stability and the manufacturing of new products rather than to improve manufacturing of existing products. Like many other companies, Etsy uses the percent of sales from new products as one of its innovation and improvement measures. If sales from new products are trending downward, managers can explore whether the problems have arisen in new product design or new product introduction. In addition to measures on product and process innovation, some companies overlay specific improvement goals for the existing processes. For example, analog devices and Massachusetts-based manufacturer of specialized semiconductors expect managers to improve their customers and internal business process performance continuously. The company estimates specific rates of improvement for on-time delivery, cycle time, defect rate, and yield. Other companies like Milliken and CO require that managers make improvements within a specific time period. Milliken did not want its associates to rest of their laurels after winning the Baldrige Award. Chairman and CEO Roger Milliken asked each plan to implement a tenfold improvement program. Measures of process defect, missed deliveries, and scrap were to be reduced by a factor of 10 over the next 4 years. These targets emphasize the role for continuously improvement in customer satisfaction and internal business processes. Financial perspective. How do we look to shareholders? Financial performance measures indicate where the company's strategy, implementation, and execution are contributing to bottom line improvement. Typically, typical financial goals have to do with profi- profitability, growth, and shareholder value. ESI state its financial goals simply: to survive, to succeed, and to prosper. Survival was measured by cash flow, success by quarterly sales growth, and operating income by division, and prosperity by increased market share by segment and return on equity. But given given today's business environment, should senior managers even look at the business from a financial perspective? Should they pay attention to short-term financial measures like quarterly sales and operating income? Many have criticized financial measures because of their well-documented inadequacies, their backward-looking focus, and their inability to reflect contemporary value-creating actions. Shareholders value analysis, which forecasts future cash flows and discounts them back to a raw estimate of current value, is an attempt to make financial analysis more forward-looking. But SBA still is based on cash flow rather than on the activities and processes that drive cash flow. Some critics go much further in their indictment of financial measures. They argue that the terms of competition have changed and that traditional financial measures do not improve customer satisfaction, quality, cycle time, and employee motivation. In their view, financial performance is the result of operational actions, and financial success should be the logical consequences of doing the fundamentals well. In other words, companies should stop navigating by financial measures by making fundamental improvements in their operations. The financial numbers will take care of themselves. The argument goes. Assertions that financial measures are unnecessary and incorrect for at least two reasons. A well designed financial control system can actually enhance rather than inhibit an organization's total quality management program. More important, however, the alleged linkage between improving operating performance and financial success is actually quite tenuous and uncertain. Let us demonstrate rather than argue this point. Over the 3 year period between 1987 and 1990s, uh, NGSA Electronics Company made an order of magnitude improvement in quality and on-time delivery performance. Outgoing, the defect rate dropped from 500 parts per million to 50 to 50. On-time delivery improved from 70% to 96%, and yield jumped from 26% to 51%. Did this breakthrough improvements in quality, productivity, and customer service provide substantial benefits to the company? Unfortunately, not. During the same 3 year period, the company's financial results showed little improvement and its stock price plummeted to one third of its July 1988 value. The considerable improvements in manufacturing capabilities have not been translated into increased profit, profitability. Slow releases of the new products and a failure to expand marketing to new and perhaps more demanding customers prevented the company from realizing the benefits of its manufacturing achievements. The operational achievements were real, but the company had failed to capitalize on them. The disparity between improved operational performance and disappointing financial measures creates frustration for senior executives. This frustration is often vented at nameless Wall Street analysts, analysts who allegedly cannot see past quarterly blips in financial performance to the underlying long-term values. These executives sincerely believe they are creating in their organization. But the hard truth is that if improved performance fails to be reflected in the bottom line, executives should re-examine the basic assumptions of their strategy and mission. Not all long-term strategies are profitable strategies. Measures of customer satisfaction, internal business performance, and innovation and improvement are delivered from the company's particular view of the world and its perspective on key success factors. But that view is not necessarily correct. Even an excellent set of balanced scorecard measures does not guarantee a winning strategy. The balanced scorecard can only translate a company's strategy into specific measurable objectives. A failure to convert improved operational performance as a measure in the scorecard into improved financial performance should send executives back to the drawing boards to rethink the company's strategy or its implementation plans. As one example, disappointing financial measures sometimes occur because companies don't follow up their operational improvements with another round of action. Quality and cycle time improvements can create excess capacity. Managers should be prepared to either put the excess capacity to work or else get rid of it. The excess capacity must be either used by boosting revenues or eliminated by reducing expenses if operational improvements are to be brought down to the bottom line. As companies as companies improve their quality and response time, they eliminate the need to build, inspect, and rework out of the conformance products of or to reschedule the expedite delayed orders. Eliminating this task means that some of the people who perform there are no longer needed. Companies are understandably re- reluctant to lay off employees, especially since the employees may have been the source of the ideas that produce produce the higher quality and reduce cycle time. Layoffs are a poor reward for past improvement and can damage the morale of remaining workers. Certainly, further improvement, but companies will not realize all the financial benefits that their improvements until their employees facilities are working to capacity. Or the companies confront the pain of downsizing to eliminate the expenses of the newly created excess capacity. If executives fully understood the consequences of their quality and cycle time improvement programs, they might be more aggressively about using the newly created capacity. To capitalize on this self-created new capacity, however, companies must expand sales to existing customers, market existing products to entirely new customers who are now accessible because of the improved quality and delivery performance, and increase the flow of new products to the market. This action can generate add revenues with only modest increases in operating expenses. If marketing and sales and R- RD do not generate the increased volume, the operating improvements will stand as excess capacity, redundancy, and untapped capabilities. Periodic financial statements remind executives that improved quality, response time, productivity, or new products benefit the company only when they are translated into improved sales and market share, reduced operating expenses, or higher asset turnover. Ideally, companies should specify how improvements in quality, cycle time, what lead times, delivery, and new product introduction will lead to higher market share, operating margins, and asset turnover, or the reduced operating expenses. The challenge is to learn how to make such explicit linkage between operations and finance. Exploring the complex dynamics will likely require simulation and cost modeling. Measures that move companies forward. As companies have applied the balance scorecard, we have begun to recognize that the scorecard represents a fundamental change in the underlying assumptions about performance measurement. As the controllers and finance vice president involved in the research project took the concept back to the organizations. The project participants found that they could not implement the balanced scorecard without the involvement of the senior managers who have the most complete picture of the company's vision and priorities. This was revealing because most existing performance measurement systems have been designed and overseen by financial experts. Rarely do controllers need to have senior managers so heavily involved. Probably because traditional measurement systems have sprung from the finance function. The system have a control bias. That is, traditional performance measurement system specify for specify the particular actions that employees the actions they want employees to make and then measure to see where the employees have in fact taken those actions. In that way, the system tries to control behavior. Such measurement systems fit with the engineering mentality of the industrial age. The balance scorecard, on the other hand, is well suited to the kind of organization many companies are trying to become. The scorecard puts strategy and vision, not control, at the center. It establishes goals but assumes that the people will adopt whatever behaviors and take whatever actions are necessary to arrive at those goals. The measures are designed to pull people toward the overall vision. Senior managers may know what the end result should be, but they cannot tell employees exactly how to achieve that result, if only because the conditions in which employees operate are constantly changing. This new approach to performance measurement is consistent with the initiative underway in many companies. Cross-functional integration, customer-supplier partnership, global scale, continuously improvement, and team rather than individual accountability. By combining the financial, customer, internal process, and innovation, and organizational learning perspectives. The balance scorecard helps managers understand, at least implicitly, many interrelationships. This understanding can help managers transcend traditional notions about functional barriers and ultimately lead to improved decision making and problem solving. The balance scorecard keeps companies looking and moving forward instead of backward. Bueno, lo que nos habla este artículo nos define lo que es el cuadro de mando integral, nos da como una explicación de las cuatro perspectivas que tiene este cuadro y como su función, que su función principal pues es que las decisiones que se tomen sean de una manera que tengan, que sean basadas en una información muy completa, muy integral de todos los aspectos más importantes que se deben de tener en cuenta. Y aquí es donde entran en cuenta estas cuatro perspectivas. Nos dan un ejemplo de una empresa que está desarrollando este método del cuadro de mando integral y nos muestra pues como lo importante que es esta herramienta para que la empresa pueda tener éxito